Alrighty, welcome back everyone, it's Garland here bringing you another Neverwinter video. And today we are back on the preview server. If you haven't seen the first Mod 12 preview video, a link will be in the description. I suggest you first watch that one before continuing on to this one. Now today I just wanted to jump on. There is a new preview update out that came out this past Friday. And they have adjusted some of the things so far. And today I just want to quickly go over it. Now keep in mind, guys, that this is just the preview server. Things do constantly change. So if you did watch the first video, you would notice that, the rings all had the same statistics. Well, now the rings have their own individual statistics. So we're going to be looking at that today, as well as a few other minor things that I just want to go over. As well as the second preview build has came out. The new dungeon is available on preview. However, I do not have access to it. I don't have any gameplay for you guys. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but I've heard rumors that some people have got to the first boss of the new dungeon, and apparently it is Orcus. So Orcus makes his return, and I hear he is a beast. So once we have more information on that, we will dive into that. But as far as this video goes today, we're just going to go and look at the new changes. So let's go ahead and open up the collections. Now, first and foremost, they did add the appearance to the primal armor. Now, in the first video, I did make the mistake and said that these all had the same bonuses. They are actually different bonuses, guys. So very quickly, the helmet is when you damage or heal your target for more than 15% of your maximum hit points in a single blow, you will gain 1% of your health back. The chest plate is defense for 10 seconds with a max stack of 5. The arms is 1% power with a stack of 5 for 10 seconds. And then the boots is when you kill an enemy, you gain 3% AP. So it was my mistake in the first video. I said these all had the same bonus. Now, there isn't necessarily a set bonus on it. They all have equip bonuses. But what they did add in this build is the actual appearance. So this is what the Mod 12 primal armor is going to look like on the Tiefling. This is the Warlock armor currently is what I'm wearing here. But this is what it will pretty much look like on the Tiefling. It doesn't look horrible. I mean, I'm not too impressed with it. I mean, it does look cool. I like the necklace with the spikes and everything coming off. However, yeah, I don't really care about fashion too much. But it looks alright. It looks pretty decent for the most part. Nothing has changed with the Huntsmans, the Pilgrim, the Pioneer, or the League. The weapon, they still have not changed anything with the weapon. The weapon still has the same set bonus, and it is not good, to say the least. It's 2,000 to a random statistic for 10 seconds. Yeah, not too good. So let's go ahead and dive right in to the hunt and stuff. Now, as far as the items go, they haven't changed any of the items. However, like I did mention, they did put the rings in with their appropriate icons and their statistics. So first on the list, we do have the Ring of the Yuan-Ti Slayer. It's going to be 5% damage against Yuan-Ti, and it's going to be HP, recovery, and defense with double offensive slots. Next up, which is going to be the Ring of the Undead Slayer. 5% damage against undead, and then it is going to be HP and deflection. Now for PvP players, this isn't a bad option. It is HP and deflection. If you don't have your PvP rings. Obviously this does not have any tenacity on it, but the HP bonus plus having deflection on it, it's a good replacement for the tenacity rings if you don't have your PvP rings yet. Moving right along, we do have the Ring of the Goblin Slayer, 5% damage against goblins, and then it's power recovery. This is one of the ones that I'm personally thinking of changing to. We've been using the Underdark rings for, a great deal of mods here. Some people finally migrated over to the Storm King's Thunder rings. I personally still like the Underdark rings. Well, come now mod 12, we might finally, be changing to a static stat increase. 500 power plus 800 recovery is pretty good for some of my personal builds. So we are going to keep this in consideration. Next on the list, we do have the Dinosaur Slayer, which is going to be 5% damage against dinosaurs, as well as crit strike and armor pen. So it's all about balancing your statistics. If you still need armor pen or crit strike for that matter, this ring isn't horrible at all. Double offensive slots on all of these, I believe. Just let me go back up and verify, yeah. So you do have double offensive slots on all of these rings right now. And then finally down here we have Ring of the Beast Slayer. 5% damage against beasts, and it's going to be crit recovery, which also isn't horrible. I'm thinking about possibly running one Goblin Slayer for the power recovery, and then possibly one Beast Slayer with crit recovery. So I did want to just show you guys the current statistics. All of these could possibly change again. Where it is the preview server. Nothing is 100% until it is released on live. But they did add individual statistics to all the rings. So we will see if those do remain. Nothing else has changed as far as the other hunt gear goes. This stuff is all the same. The fashion's all the same. Now they did add a fishing tab. There will be fishing in mod 12. So there is a few more fish that will most likely come out of the river. So yeah, fishing in mod 12 still here. And then one more ring at the end here. I'm sorry, I don't know why this ring is over here, but Ring of the Hunter is 5% damage against hunts in Schult. Very minor power, very high crit, and mediocre movement. So still not a bad ring. Crit, movement, and then a little bit of power. And then we just have all the other stuff, which I showed everything in the first video, guys. So you want to make sure you do go and look at that first video. Everything else is pretty much standard. Nothing else has really changed. We can go over to the T-Rex here. He's still the same statistics on him. They have not changed the way he looks at all. There's still no particle effects or anything to him, as well as the epic version. The artifact, still no changes to the artifact. Oh, actually, there was a change to the artifact. My apologies. This did used to say something about Neuroshock. However, they took the Neuroshock off of it, and now it says, releases a devastating attack dealing 30 to all enemies in a cone and increase their damage taken by 16%. This is essentially the same effect as your Lantern of Revelations. And then it is power, armor, pen, and life still. So it's not a horrible artifact. We've had, artifacts in the past that have been very subpar and lacking. However, some people may be able to fit this into their builds and rotations. The 16% damage taken with the new debuff soft cap being 300%. You might see more of these being used than your normal standard debuffs. I don't know. It needs tested. I don't know if it'll stack or what the case may be. But Neuroshock is no longer on this artifact. And then one thing else to note is that in the original video I made, there was 2 companions here. The Velociraptor, the part of the pact with the 1% damage. The other companion, its counterpart, was a defense one. Well, apparently they removed the defense one and now added this one, the Schulten Hunter, which is going to increase the drop of Schulten Riches and Forgotten Totems in Schult by 10%. So there is no defensive counterpart to the damage one right now. Whether or not it will come later down the road or they scrapped it entirely, we're not sure yet. But they did add another one in its place, and it's just a Schulten Hunter here. Nothing too outrageous. 3 offensive slots, waist, neck, ring. I told you what the active bonus is. As far as her skills go, Hunter of Schult, she will do 25% more damage in Schult. That's only her companion, that's not you. And then so there's nothing else here. She has a poison arrow and a true shot. So not that great of a, you know, companion unless you need the 10% riches and forgotten totems currency. So I'm interested to see if they do add the defensive one back. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. For the most part, that is all the major changes thus far. Now, like I said, this is the preview server. Anything can change. Hopefully, I can get you guys some gameplay of the Mod 12 dungeon and some more information with it. But that's going to wrap it up for now. A link in the descriptions will be to the first video. Make sure you do watch the first video and then maybe come back and see this one to see the changes. But that's going to wrap it up, and I will see you guys in the next video.